one of these ant farms. I mean, with this one like this, and they just didn't. I took ants out of my backyard and they all died. And what did I mean, I don't know how to make one.
You probably didn't get the queen. There are some steps that you need to do, but it's very simple and very fun. And you can see here, this is one you can purchase for around $15 to $20.
Yeah.
It's the old standard ant farm.
That's right. And it's put together really close. You can watch them build the tunnels. But you can make your own ant farm, or as they call it, an ant nest. What you do is take this is a plastic jar, and I just bought it at a variety store.
Okay.
And placed inside of it a potato chip can. What you want to do is fill the center of it so that you can put the ants around it, and that forces them to build their tunnels on the outside. So this jar goes, or this box goes in there, and then you go out for the adventure, and that is to find the anthill. But what you got to remember is you only get ants from that one colony. They don't mix with another. In fact, we put one in here from my colonies this morning. It was disastrous. It's been buried.
I don't know about that.
Have a little ant burial after the show.
That's right. So you get the same one. You want to get the queen as well. And so
How do you recognize the queen?
Well, it's about twice as big, and often she'll have wings because she's the one that lays the larvae, which makes the ants continue to, have ants. So.
And she usually has a makeup and a hair artist with her
That's
also.
right.
Very easy. Easy to spot.
Really easy. Okay, the lid, you need to make holes in the lid, so I took an ice pick and warmed it, or you can take a little plastic drill and drill that. Real small holes in the top of the lid, you can see right here, so that the ants, of course, can breathe.
Okay.
Now, are you ready to see the fun inside?
Please.
You go out to the ant farm and you dig it and put the dirt into it. And see here, we have the barn. I put a barn in and also a little sponge so that you can put water in that.
Well, that gives them something to drink.
And the tree, and they're burying them. Can you believe that? They're burying all of that stuff down the side
there's a
there.
bit of sponge all buried, I see.
Yeah, it's amazing. And the thing about it is you can sit there and watch them and watch them and watch them. Now, to make them
Can they crawl out here?
No, they won't cry. You're okay.
Well,
But you should keep the lid on between times.
Notice
so
I
when
did leave. I left a space here so they can't crawl up and out. Over here, it's a little bit closer, and I have to be a little bit more careful. And again, they've buried the things down here too. But what you want to do
that must be their natural tendencies that they
They've got a Q-tip. They like clean ears.
I know. I tried to clean the window, and they crawled all over it, so I gave them the Q-tip. What you do is get the ants from that and put them down in here. Use the same sand, so don't try and take ants and put them in another sand.
So they think it's
Use
still
the
their
beds.
house.
That's right. So that, wouldn't you like to live in the same house?
Right, exactly.
So you put that in there, and then on the top of it, you can put barns or whatever. I promise you, they'll bury it. I put sponges in here. I'll put another sponge in here, and I'll bet you in a week that'll be buried down the side of it. But that way, you can feed them. See, you can place the water into the sponge.
They're already all over it.
What do you need to feed them?
Well, you feed them like honey or breadcrumbs, or I'm going to put a piece of apple into this, and they'll crawl all over that, and they put their little antlers in there, and they suck it out of it. They actually have two stomachs. They put it in one stomach, and they go feed somebody that's down in the mine. And you can watch all of these little mines down underneath. I mean, it's fascinating. I put an apple in here. They buried the whole apple by today.
How long have you had these going?
These have only been going about a week. And
Where do these ants come from?
These are from Utah, in my backyard, out of the Rocky
they?
Mountains and
Hey, they must have been thrilled when you brought these on the plane. Huh?
I'll tell you, I was sweating it. There was a real question as to whether these ant farms would make it to LA.
Imagine the guys in first class saying, I don't know what the heck's gone wrong with the service on this airplane.
I know my
right.
daughter would love one of these. What can kids learn by watching
Well,
these?
I think the one thing is they work hard and they don't talk back. The other thing is
Parents will like that.
It is fascinating to try experiments. Like you can put a lid in there, like a kind of a shallow lid, and put an island, put the larvae, the little white thing, put it out there, and they'll build a bridge over to it. So get the kids to come up with experiments and try them. Like, I'm fascinated. The ants are all over this sponge, and I just keep
And
putting
how
water
often
on
do you
it.
feed them?
You can feed them about once a week.
a
They
week.
don't
Dian,
need a lot
why
of
have we got
food.
the black paper around the one box?
That keeps it so that they can make tunnels. So when you first do it for the first week, make sure
because they won't do it in the light. Huh?
They'll do them down inside in the light, yeah. So you'll be able to have the tunnels if you put the black thing over it. And you're all set. And I'll tell you, they're more fun than a barrel.
I can tell.